Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to promise yourself something. Promise that no matter what life throws at you, you will not shrink yourself to fit into someone else's idea of perfection. You will rise, you will grow, and most importantly, you will believe in the power of you. Self-confidence begins with embracing imperfections. Too often, we believe that confidence comes from being flawless, from never making mistakes, or from meeting society's unrealistic standards of perfection. But the truth is, real confidence is not about eliminating our weaknesses. It is about owning them, understanding them, and transforming them into strengths. Imagine a world where no one made mistakes, where everyone was the same, perfect in every way. Wouldn't that be dull? Our imperfections make us unique. They add depth to our stories and character to our existence. Yet many of us spend our lives hiding our flaws, fearing judgment, and waiting for the day we will become good enough. But what if that day is already here? What if we are enough just as we are? When we look at the most inspiring individuals in history, we realize that their confidence did not come from being born perfect. It came from accepting themselves, flaws and all. Whether it was a scientist who failed 1,000 times before making a breakthrough, an artist who saw beauty in the unconventional, or a leader who was once told they would never succeed, every story of greatness begins with someone who refused to let their imperfections define them. One of the biggest barriers to self-confidence is comparison. We look at others and think, if only I had their intelligence, their looks, their talent, then I would be confident. But confidence does not come from having what someone else has. It comes from recognizing the value in what you have. The moment we stop comparing our journey to someone else's is the moment we start embracing our uniqueness. We must also redefine the meaning of imperfection. What if what we see as a weakness is actually a strength in disguise? A quiet person may not be the loudest in the room, but they may have the power to listen and understand in a way others cannot. Someone who struggles academically may have an extraordinary creative mind that cannot be measured by tests. What we often view as flaws are simply different ways of being, different strengths waiting to be discovered. Another crucial part of embracing imperfection is self-compassion. How many times have we been harsh on ourselves for making mistakes? We forgive others easily, yet we hold ourselves to impossible standards. But confidence grows when we allow ourselves to be human. When we fall, we must remind ourselves that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone towards it. Every setback, every struggle, every so-called flaw is a lesson shaping us into the person we are meant to be. Embracing imperfection is about changing our perspective. Instead of seeing our weaknesses as obstacles, we must see them as opportunities for growth. Instead of fearing judgment, we must stand proudly in our authenticity. Confidence is not about perfection, it is about self-acceptance. And the moment we truly accept ourselves, we give the world permission to do the same. Self-confidence is not something we are born with, it is something we build. And one of the strongest foundations for confidence is resilience. Life is unpredictable. It throws challenges our way when we least expect them. Some struggles are minor, while others shake us to the core, making us question our worth and capabilities. But the difference between those who develop self-confidence and those who don't is not the absence of hardships. It is the ability to rise after every fall. Resilience is the inner strength that allows us to keep moving forward, even when the world tells us to stop. It is built in the moments when we feel like giving up, but choose to try one more time. Each setback, each failure, and each disappointment tests our ability to believe in ourselves. The truth is, confidence does not come from a life free of obstacles. It comes from knowing that no matter what happens, we have the power to overcome. Think about a child learning to walk. They take their first steps, stumble, and fall. But do they stop trying? No. They get up and try again, over and over, until one day, walking becomes second nature. The same principle applies to life. Every time we fall and stand back up, we reinforce the belief that we are stronger than our struggles. Confidence is built in these moments of perseverance. Many people believe that failure is the opposite of success, but that is a misconception. Failure is a necessary step towards success. The world's most successful individuals did not reach their heights without setbacks. In fact, their confidence grew from facing challenges and proving to themselves that they could rise above them. Resilience teaches us that failure does not define us. our response to failure does. Resilience is not just about external challenges. Often our biggest battles are internal. Self-doubt creeps in, making us question our abilities and decisions. We might hear a voice in our head saying, "You're not good enough, you will never succeed," or "Why even try?" But resilience is the ability to silence that voice and replace it with self-belief. It is the practice of reminding ourselves that we are capable, that struggles are temporary, and that we have the strength to push through. Building resilience requires a shift in mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, we must see them as opportunities for growth. Instead of fearing failure, we must embrace it as a teacher. Each time life tests us, we have two choices: let the difficulty break us, or use it to build ourselves stronger. When we choose the latter, we develop an unshakable confidence that no setback can destroy. True self-confidence does not come from living a life without struggles. It comes from surviving those struggles, learning from them, and standing taller each time. Resilience is the fuel that drives confidence, reminding us that no matter what life throws our way, we are capable of overcoming it. And that belief, that unbreakable faith in ourselves, is the essence of true confidence. Self-confidence is deeply connected to how we define beauty and strength. Society has long imposed narrow definitions of both, making people believe that they must fit into certain standards to be valued. But true confidence does not come from conforming to these external expectations. It comes from redefining beauty and strength on our own terms. We are conditioned to believe that beauty is about appearance. We are told that to be confident, we must look a certain way, dress in a specific manner, or meet impossible beauty standards set by the world. But confidence is not about looking perfect. It is about feeling comfortable in our own skin. The most beautiful people are not those who fit into a mold. They are the ones who embrace their uniqueness. Imagine a person who walks into a room with quiet self-assurance, their presence radiating positivity and self-acceptance. They may not have the features that society considers ideal, but they have something far more powerful: inner confidence. Their energy draws people in not because of how they look, but because of how they carry themselves. This is the kind of beauty that lasts, the kind that cannot be taken away by age or circumstance. Strength is often misunderstood. Many believe that being strong means never showing vulnerability, never expressing fear, and never asking for help. But true strength is not about pretending to be unbreakable. It is about embracing one's struggles while continuing to move forward. Strength is found in those who have faced hardships and still choose to rise. It is in the person who has been hurt but still chooses kindness, in the individual who has failed but still refuses to give up. Confidence grows when we stop chasing unrealistic ideals and start accepting ourselves fully. When we realize that beauty is not limited to appearance and that strength is not the absence of struggle, we set ourselves free from self-doubt. The moment we stop seeking validation from others and start embracing who we truly are, confidence becomes a natural part of us. Many people believe that self-confidence is something that can be gained overnight, but it is a journey. It requires unlearning years of societal conditioning and replacing it with self-acceptance. It takes effort to stand in front of a mirror and say, "I am enough," especially in a world that constantly tells us otherwise. But the more we practice self-acceptance, the stronger our confidence becomes. At the core of confidence lies the courage to be authentic. It is about understanding that we do not need to change ourselves to be accepted. We only need to embrace who we already are. True beauty comes from authenticity, and real strength comes from resilience. When we stop seeking perfection and start celebrating our individuality, confidence follows naturally, and that is the kind of confidence that lasts a lifetime. One of the greatest obstacles to self-confidence is the inner critic, the voice inside our minds that constantly tells us we are not good enough. It whispers doubts, reminds us of past failures, and magnifies our insecurities. No matter how talented, intelligent, or capable we are, this voice can make us feel small and unworthy. If we do not learn to silence it, It can control our lives, holding us back from opportunities, relationships, and success. But the truth is, the inner critic is not a reflection of reality. It is a learned pattern of negative thinking, and we have the power to change it. The inner critic is often shaped by our past experiences. Perhaps as children, we were told we were not smart enough, strong enough, or talented enough. Maybe we faced rejection, failure, or criticism that made us doubt ourselves. Over time, these negative messages became ingrained in our minds, replaying whenever we try to step out of our comfort zones. But just as these thoughts were learned, they can be unlearned. The first step in silencing the inner critic is awareness. We must recognize when negative self-talk takes over and question its validity. Would we speak to a loved one the way we speak to ourselves? If not, then why do we allow such harsh words in our own minds? Confidence begins when we replace self-criticism with self-compassion. Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," we can say, "I am learning and growing." Instead of, "I always fail," we can remind ourselves, "Every failure is a lesson that brings me closer to success." Another powerful way to silence the inner critic is through positive self-affirmation. Words have power, and the way we speak to ourselves shapes our reality. If we constantly tell ourselves we are incapable, we will start to believe it. But if we consciously affirm our strengths, our minds will shift toward confidence. Simple statements like, "I am worthy," "I am capable," and "I believe in myself" may seem small, but when repeated daily, they can transform our mindset. Surrounding ourselves with supportive people also plays a crucial role in silencing self-doubt. When we spend time with individuals who uplift and encourage us, their belief in us strengthens our own. On the other hand, if we surround ourselves with negativity, our inner critic grows louder. Choosing relationships that inspire confidence is a step toward overcoming self-doubt. It is important to understand that silencing the inner critic does not mean ignoring constructive feedback or refusing to acknowledge areas for improvement. It means learning to differentiate between self-improvement and self-sabotage. Growth comes from recognizing our weaknesses and working on them, but confidence comes from knowing that those weaknesses do not define us. At the heart of confidence is self-belief. When we silence the voice of self-doubt and replace it with self-affirmation, we take control of our lives. We stop seeking external validation and start trusting our own abilities. Confidence is not about never having doubts. It is about refusing to let those doubts dictate our potential. The more we practice self-compassion and positive thinking, the quieter the inner critic becomes, until one day, its voice is no longer stronger than our own. Self-confidence is deeply rooted in the way we perceive ourselves. How we see ourselves influences how we present ourselves to the world, how we interact with others, and how we handle challenges. If we see ourselves as weak, unworthy, or incapable, we carry ourselves with hesitation, allowing fear and self-doubt to control our actions. But if we see ourselves as strong, capable, and deserving, we exude confidence, attracting opportunities and success. The truth is, our perspective shapes our reality. If we want to build unshakable confidence, we must first shift the way we see ourselves. One of the most common confidence killers is a negative self-pigment. Many people focus too much on their flaws, comparing themselves to others and believing they're not good enough. But confidence does not come from perfection. It comes from self-acceptance. Instead of focusing on what we lack, we must focus on what we have. Every person has strengths, talents, and qualities that make them unique. When we choose to recognize and appreciate these qualities, our confidence begins to grow. The way we speak to ourselves also plays a crucial role in shaping our perspective. If we constantly tell ourselves, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good enough," our minds will believe it, and our actions will reflect it. Another key factor in self-perception is how we respond to failure. Many people see failure as proof of their inadequacy, reinforcing feelings of self-doubt. But confident individuals view failure differently. They see it as a learning experience, a necessary step toward growth. Instead of saying, "I failed because I'm not good enough," they say, "I failed because I'm still learning." and this experience will make me better. Shifting our perspective on failure allows us to take risks, embrace challenges, and build resilience, all of which strengthen our confidence. Our body language and posture also influence our self-perception. When we stand tall, make eye contact, and carry ourselves with confidence, our minds follow. Studies show that adopting confident body language can actually increase feelings of self-assurance. By simply adjusting our posture, we send a message to ourselves that we are strong and capable. The people we surround ourselves with also impact our self-confidence. If we spend time with those who uplift and encourage us, we develop a positive self-view. But if we are constantly around negativity and criticism, our confidence suffers. Choosing to be in an environment that fosters growth and self-belief can make a significant difference in how we see ourselves. Confidence is a reflection of our perspective. When we choose to see ourselves as worthy, strong, and capable, the world begins to see us the same way. By shifting our mindset, embracing our strengths, and viewing challenges as opportunities, we build a confidence that is unbreakable. Confidence is not about being perfect. It is about believing that we are enough just as we are. Self-confidence is not something we achieve once and for all. It is a continuous journey of growth, learning, and self-discovery, something they will attain once they reach a certain goal, master a skill, or gain external validation. But in reality, confidence is not a final achievement. It is a lifelong process that evolves with every challenge, experience, and lesson. The moment we stop seeing confidence as an end goal and start embracing it as a journey, we free ourselves from self-doubt and unrealistic expectations. One of the biggest misconceptions about confidence is that it comes from success. People think, once I get that job, once I lose weight, once I am praised by others, then I will be confident. But confidence is not built on external achievements. It is built on how we perceive ourselves throughout the process. If we tie our confidence to outcomes, we will always feel uncertain because success is never guaranteed. True confidence is about trusting ourselves, even when we don't have all the answers, even when we fail, and even when the journey is uncertain. Whether forward or backward contributes to our self-confidence. When we try something new, take risks, and push past our comfort zones, we grow stronger. Even when we fail, we gain experience and resilience. The most confident people are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to let failure define them. They see every setback as part of their journey, knowing that confidence is built through persistence, not perfection. Self-confidence is not about being perfect, never failing, or always feeling strong. It is about embracing who we are, learning from our experiences, and choosing to believe in ourselves despite challenges. It is built through resilience, shaped by self-perception, and strengthened by the way we speak to ourselves. Confidence is not something we are born with. It is something we cultivate through self-acceptance, perseverance, and a willingness to grow. The journey to self-confidence is ongoing. There will be moments of doubt, setbacks, and times when the inner critic tries to take over. It is about standing tall, even when we feel like falling, and understanding that every failure, every struggle, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. When we embrace our imperfections, silence self-doubt, and redefine beauty and strength on our own terms, we unlock a version of ourselves that is unbreakable. Confidence is not found in the validation of others. It is found in the unwavering belief that we are enough just as we are. Let us walk forward with courage. Let us embrace our uniqueness, trust in our abilities, and continue growing every day. Because confidence is not a destination, it is a lifelong journey. And the more we believe in ourselves, the more the world will believe in us too.